you ever wondered if your running form could be holding you back? Or if those niggling pains are trying to tell you something? Should you be getting a gait analysis? And is there even any evidence to altering your running technique? Get ready to revolutionize your stride and unlock your full potential. Let's go! Hey, what's up guys? My name is Mats. Welcome back to the channel where we cover all things running. Today we're taking a look at gait analysis and if this is something that you should be incorporating or altering for your training. Do you really need one? And if so, how will it impact your running training? Stick around as we'll break it down for you. What is a gait analysis? Well, it's where you take a look at your running technique, and you can imagine this as a deep dive into the mechanics of your stride. You could use some technology for this, or you could have somebody eyeballing it and trying to make some alterations. From wearables to sensors on a treadmill, some will use a lot of data to input into a system to get some info back on your gait analysis. But what is the point of all this tech? And is it really useful for your everyday runner? Have you ever had a niggling pain when running? You probably have, otherwise chances are small you're still looking at this video. Well, if you've ever had an injury, it is very helpful to go back and look at your load, your overall training load, and the capacity of your own body to which it can handle that load. It's all about intensity, frequency, and life stressors. And the word capacity is what your body is capable of handling. When the load you apply with your training outweighs the capacity of your body, that's where injuries are lurking just around the corner. And this is where a gait analysis actually comes into play. It can be a useful tool to see how your body is distributing that load during your stride. But be mindful if you are taking a gait analysis, since there is no one-size-fits-all when you're looking at a runner's gait. Even the best of runners have some quirky things they do with their limbs or with their body, but this is not always a bad case. And it would be very unwise to try and get those quirks out of your running form after you have done a gait analysis, since it might be just what your body needs to be able to complete the run. Here's what you can look for: foot strike, cadence, sound, and swing phases. Your foot strike should be comfortable. Whether you're a rear foot striker or forefoot or midfoot, does not matter too much. Most people will run with a rear foot, and this is not a bad thing. A lot of elite runners also run with this foot strike, and I don't see any point in changing your foot strike unless you get very repetitive, serious injuries from running. Then it might be something to take a look at. And for your cadence, it turns out that a higher cadence is often more efficient because a lot of elite runners run at a higher cadence, and this stops you from overstriding. Other than that, there is no point in forcing your cadence in a specific way. Finding your rhythm is still the best way to go. The sound your shoes make when hitting the ground, it's not just music to your ears, it's also your ground reaction force. Now, a lot of sound doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, and there's also shoes that just make a lot more noise. Yes, I'm talking about the alpha flies. So this is not something that you should be altering if you have the tendency to make a lot of noise when running. But it is something that you could be mindful of if you have a lot of impact. Then that ground reaction force is something that you can consider. And for your swing phases, if you are swinging your arms and legs, general advice would be to keep it as much as possible in a sagittal plane, to not lose too much energy in directions which are not too beneficial for running. But there are always runners who have a very atypical running style. This might be due to them just being able to run more efficient in that way, but for most of us, trying to keep it a little bit closer together can be very beneficial. So gait analysis is something that you can consider for your running, but I think if you combine this with some functional movement testing, where you go and see whether a person has adequate strength and resilience to be doing a lot of miles, that should be on top of your priority list, even before considering your gait analysis. This will help you a lot more in the long run, since if there are any functional movement issues, you can always just add some strength training to your running routine and you could be good to go. If you want to know more about strength training for runners, then check out this video I made. And there you have it, folks. Gait analysis might not be a must-have for every runner, but it could unlock a few new insights. So whether you are pounding the pavement or hitting the trails, remember, knowledge is power. Get some advice from a professional. This will always help you in the long run. Until next time, keep on running. Bye.